Good morning, good morning, good afternoon, evening, whenever it is that you might be watching this recording. I hope everybody's having an absolute fabulous day. And believe it or not, we have finally reached the midterm point in the class. So the thing that most everybody wants to know about are the questions that you may be asked on the midterm. Now, on the screen, as you will see, there are 8 questions/topics. Your test questions, which there are going to be 2 essays, okay? So out of these 8 questions, 2 of these questions/topics are going to be the ones that are going to be on your midterm exam. So, real quick, how did Greek and Roman culture spread from the ancient world to today? What are the major contributions of the ancient world that are still used today? Of all the individual people we have covered, which do you think is the most important and why? Pick 3 different civilizations and compare and contrast their role of military in society and the expansion of its civilization. Number 5, pick 3 of the most important thinkers. These are non-military people, so you can't use Alexander the Great or Caesar or Hannibal. And discuss what they did. Why are they important? And how did their ideas contribute to society even today? In other words, that question would include somebody like Socrates or Aristotle or Plato, somebody like that. Number 6, what is the most important civilization that we've covered so far? Why? In other words, the ancients. Number 7, what role did religion play in early societies? How was it similar and how was it different? And number 8, compare and contrast one society from the Americas, Europe, and either Africa/Middle East and Asia. Now, the question you have on the midterm may not be exactly word for word how it is on this screen. However, this is the gist of the kinds of questions you're going to be asked. You might be asked, instead of what individual is the most important, maybe, pick 3 people and which of those 3 are the most important or something like that. Your exam is all essay. There are 2 essay questions, and you do have extra credit. There will be 1 extra credit question on there. Of course, your answers have to be typed into the test box on Blackboard. Along with that, it's very important that you realize a couple things. Number 1, there's a 90-minute time limit on the exam. 90 minutes. Unless you have accommodations, you are not allowed to go over 90 minutes. And for every 1 minute you go over 90, you will lose 1 point a minute. Okay? So that's really important to know. The second thing is, it's really important that you do your own work. Because I can't say I'm going to run every single one, but I a lot of times will do like every other one, every 4th one or something like that. I run through a plagiarism checker. And if your test comes back at least 50% through Safe Assign plagiarized, then you will not only fail the midterm, you will fail the course as well. So it's really, really important that you do your own work. The last thing that I would like to say about the midterm is that it's really important that you make sure that you study. I know that there have been some hiccups from time to time with MindTap, but if you have taken some good notes as you've been going throughout the chapter, if you look at my PowerPoints, which are on Blackboard, if you look at those will actually help you study as well. That way you get some kind of idea as to how my brain tries to organize things. And, I really want you to do your best. With everything that could be asked, what I'm going to ask on the midterm is honestly not as bad as it could be. So I want everybody to do your best. Study. The exam will not be due on Sunday, so it's imperative that you look at the due date, because it is not going to be due on Sunday. It's going to be due on Saturday. That way, everybody has a time to go ahead and start their break for next week. It also will give me another day to start the process of grading, because I'm going to have a lot of midterms to grade over the next couple weeks, somewhere in the neighborhood of 200. So it's going to take some time. As always, if you have any questions, please ask. I may ask for a little more information to make sure I understand what you're trying to ask. And just think about it. We're halfway finished. And over the next day or so, you should see the MindTap grades sync into Blackboard. So with that being said, unless you have questions, the test will be made available later today. I do again wish you the absolute best of luck. Study hard. Make sure when you answer the questions, you kind of start broad and work your way narrow. In other words, what is the topic? And then you start dealing in the who, the where, the how, and the why. Those specific things like people, events, and things that are involved. You're not going to be including every single little detail involved, because that's going to be virtually impossible. But you got to include specific facts and details and stuff to make sure that I understand that you know what you're talking about, and to prove that you know what you're talking about. So, you all have a great week. Have a great break. There's no assigned work in this class over the break. So you all have a great couple weeks, and I'll see you back in 2 weeks.